something like a 5-year goal, or did you achieve like a month goal that you say, yo, I want to save $1,000. You save that $1,000 and then you go spend that $1,000 because you saved that $1,000. You want to party now that you achieved your goal. YouTube, what's good? It's your boy BVM Marley G, back with another video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for more motivational videos on how to become the best version of yourself. In this video, today's video topic is going to be, what are you willing to sacrifice in order to be successful, bro? Let's get right into the video. The first thing, right, that you need to be willing to sacrifice in order to be successful is your free time. Because when you're grinding, when you're aiming for success, when you have goals and you're trying to achieve your goals, free time is going to be minimum. Free time should be minimum. You got to think about the hours in the day, right? They say we're supposed to sleep for 8 hours, right? Okay, cool. You sleep for those 8 hours. You still have to work out. You still have to go to your job, put in a shift. You still have to work on your side business. You still have to eat, transport yourself to these locations to go do this, John. Go in the gym, read books. You have to do all these things in a matter of time. You really don't have leisure time. My days off, right? Well, I don't even really have days off. On my days off from my job, let's say I have 2 days off that week or whatever, bro, you know what I do on those 2 days off? I literally make content. I make content, which is technically work, which is technically that. Now, at the end of the night, I might, you know what I'm saying, spend an hour watching some Hulu, spend an hour watching some Netflix until like I go to sleep to get up early in the morning to go handle my business again. But I am willing to sacrifice my free time. Free time is also time that you spend with your girlfriend, time that you spend with your boys, time that you spend at places that's not really adding no value to your life. You can go hang out in bars, you can go hang out in the club, you can go play basketball. I can't really say play basketball because that's physical fitness. That's actually doing something for your cardiovascular. Go play basketball, go play football, go be active, go do sports because that will make you feel better and increase your health. So actually go do those things. But the things that are not going to add value to your life, bro, in that free time, you should spend that time working. Now, a lot of times, you know, people have jobs and their job is to pay their bills. I'm talking to the younger guys, right? Because I'm 34. You do not want to make that job what you do for the rest of your life. I'm not talking about a career. A career is something that you invest time into that company or into that craft, and it's going to net you an overall profit over the next 30 years by you working for this company. It's something that you're skilled in. It's something that you're good at. You know, carpenters, construction workers, electricians, engineers, those who work in the STEM field, those who got master's degrees and actually using their master's degrees, they put their time into this craft and it netted them a positive result by doing that. But if you just working at your local bistro and it's small time, it's not major, where they pay you under the table and they pay you $20 an hour, you cannot foresee yourself working at this bistro. You cannot foresee yourself working at this restaurant for the next 25 years. Why could you not do that? Because all you're doing is you're putting money into another man's pocket. You're making your boss rich. Your boss is not worried about making you rich. What he wants to do, he wants to use your time that you could be spending on your purpose that better your life. He wants you to use your time, pay you the minimum that he can pay you so he could profit off your time, energy, and your skills to add more money to his pocket. He's not there or she's not there. Your boss is not there so they can better your life. They want your labor. Look at any CEO. These CEOs don't work on the floor. They might have a salary that's $3 million a year and your salary is freaking $20,000 a year. Yeah, granted, the corporation has to pay for the building, the expense, the overhead, all the backdoor bills. But again, their idea to save money is to pay you less money. So I would not recommend someone young who working in local bistro, who's working in a local restaurant that can't afford to pay him what he worth 10 years from now. Because if you started out as a cook, I'm a cook, that's why I'm talking about cooking. If you started out as a cook and you got paid a certain amount of money, but you were low skill, you did not know what you're doing. And then as you kept working in kitchens, you grew up to be a better chef. You started learning how to actually make sauces. You start to learn how to actually make other dishes. You have better techniques with how you cook your food. You learn these things, right? 10 years from that, you should be able to go somewhere and say, I am worth $35 an hour because this is the experience that I have. And that job will look at your resume of the places that you worked, the high-class restaurants that you worked in, and say, yes, we can afford to pay you that. But if you're working at a local bistro, it doesn't matter. It does not matter how much skill you have. They want to pay you freaking $13 an hour. They want to pay you $12 an hour. They want you to pay you at the most $18, $19, $20, $22, $23 an hour, depending on how much money they is. But the objective of that boss is to simply put money in his pocket. He's not worried about your money. So in your free time, let's bring it back to the prompt. In your free time, what you should be doing is invest in that time so you no longer have to work at these jobs. You no longer have to work at these dead-end jobs. You should be able to use your youthful years to continue to gain skills that you could profit off of, either having your own business, either doing what I do, make content, or either, selling the course. You could sell a product, or you could sell your services. Again, as a chef, it's easy to sell platters. It's easy to sell catering. It's easy to do these things, but you have to do this in your free time, not while you at work. Working is obsolete. If you want to be successful, you got to be willing to use your free time wisely, and that is supposed to be to better yourself and better your mental and your physical, because all the time that you spend at work, sleep, watching TV is not really going to add no value to your life. In the long run, yes, cool, working a job going to get you some money to pay your bills. Yes, you might be able to have some money to save over, unless you're in again, a career where you're actually making a lot of money. It's dead end. It's dead end. I had to learn to value my free time and use my free time wisely. I had to learn that instead of me getting up binge watching Netflix for the next 6-7 hours, what I need to do is I need to go on YouTube and go look up a Canva video of how to make better thumbnails for my YouTube. Or you know what? Instead of me sitting there 6 hours scrolling on TikTok, why am I not making TikToks? Why am I not making videos? Why am I not rolling that dice, rolling that lottery ticket? Because one viral video can net you a couple $1,000s. You spend time on the app, you scroll on the app, you comment on the app, you spend hours in other people's lives. Why don't you go live? Why don't you go live and actually gain a small amount of income, but it can build over time, compound interest on that income by going live? You're on the app. If you're on IG, why aren't you posting reels? Why aren't you posting pictures? Why aren't you trying to cultivate these things? If you spend as much time on these apps for entertainment in your free time, you should turn that entertainment into something that's profitable. Something that can net you a profit over time. TikTok, social media is one of the best things to do to make money in 2025. It's one of the best things to do to make money in 2025, along with drop shipping, Spotify and all that, not Spotify, Shopify and all that stuff. Doing all that stuff will actually net you a profit. But you have to, be able to use your free time wisely, is all I'm saying. Now, what are you willing to sacrifice to be successful? Next point is, you got to start with the quick flexes, bro. You got to sacrifice the quick flexes, bro. You got to stop it. You got to, we want to fly to Miami. Bro, why you flying to Miami? Oh, I just want to have some fun. But you live at home with your mom, bro. You think you should fly to Miami and burn $3,000 right now to flex for the gram? Bro, you only live once, bro. You gotta do what you just gotta have fun with the shit. All right, cool. But wouldn't that $3,000 that you about to spend in Miami be better to put to something that's going to add some value? Maybe invest it, maybe put it in crypto, stock market or something, so it can net you a profit over time. Or maybe, you could use that $3,000 to get out your mama crib. Or maybe you could use that $3,000 to, I don't know, do something else besides going to party. Listen, you gotta skip the quick flexes, bro. I know people that go to Miami, that go party, and they'll rent a Rolls Royce. Them Jones be $450, $500 a day. They'll go rent a Lambo, $450, $500 a day. they'll get a hotel or they get an Airbnb. The Airbnb might be $200 a night. You know what I'm saying? They'll take hella pictures. They'll take hella pictures, post it on the ground. Look at the life I'm living, flexing, balling. Look at the life I'm living. But then when that trip is over and they go back home to New York, Philadelphia, Wisconsin, wherever they go to, you know what I'm saying? They living in the shack. They sharing one house with 6 niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have their own spot or whatever. Instead of like doing all that, trying to deal with the quick flexes, excuse me, the quick flexes, you gotta stay down. You gotta be willing to sacrifice looking good. You have to be willing to sacrifice in the center of attention. You have to be willing to sacrifice getting the validation from the women. You have to be willing to sacrifice going out and partying all the time. You have to be willing to sacrifice these things, these quick flexes, bro. Look, I mean, every time, like, sometimes niggas like rewards, likes gifts, and all that stuff to themselves. They feel like they achieved their goal, they want to get a gift, bro. But honestly, what did you achieve? What did you achieve? Did you achieve something like a 5-year goal, or did you achieve like a month goal that you say, yo, I want to save $1,000. You save that $1,000, and then you go spend that $1,000 because you saved that $1,000. You want to party now that you achieved your goal. The small flexes, I mean, the quick flexes is really holding you back because it's kind of like a keeping up with the Joneses type thing. You're trying to keep up with social media. You try to keep up with this public facade, this public image of yourself on the internet so people can look at you and say, yo, he that fucking bull. But you're not really like that. Because remember, you have to sacrifice these things in order to get like that. You have to spend years grinding, saving money, not spending no money. And then when you have some money, you got a good amount of money saved in a savings account. You got a good amount of money in investment accounts. You're not living paycheck to paycheck no more. You're actually doing good for yourself. Sure, you can go buy a chain. You can go buy 2 chains. You can go buy a watch. You can go buy some clothes. You can go buy whatever you want to buy. But as long as you're making those investments and not strictly flexing, because you're going to fuck up your pockets. You're going to fuck up your profit by constantly having to be seen. You're going to fuck up your profits by constantly having to be noticed. You're going to fuck up your profits by constantly having to be in the middle of everything and every party. Unless you're a social media person and you're actually making money off of posting this type of content, then by all means do that. But if you're a regular, normal guy, it's like, bro, why? You know what I mean? Like, I'll drive a Kia. Post a picture in front of my fucking Kia. Listen, I'm not going to Miami to like rent out no Lambo so I could look like I got a Lambo, but the niggas in the hood know me that I don't got no fucking Lambo. Like, I'm not, that's just me. I'd rather take that $450, put it in an investment account so I can get some money, and then in 10 years I could buy a fucking Lambo instead of renting a Lambo. That's all I'm saying. The next thing that you have to sacrifice in order to be successful is excuses. You got to get rid of the excuses, bro. Excuses are literally the currency of losers. Losers, I'm not trying to be rude. Losers make the most fucking excuses. Successful people find a way. I don't make no excuses for why I'm in the predicament that I'm in right now. I know why. Or I was, because I'm doing hell of a lot better than I was a few years ago after the self-development journey. But in the past, I knew where I land myself. I knew the negative things that I was doing to people that I was hanging around that would land me in that type of spot, in that type of situation. I knew these things. I was aware. But again, I didn't make excuses for why I was there because I was aware of why I was there. I understood that, damn, bro, I don't like being here. I'm gonna have to do something. Damn, it's not, damn, you know, I wish I could do this, but I just can't. I never say I can't. I can do anything possible. If it's humanly possible for me to do, then I will try to do it. As long as I keep putting work in and dedication, I will probably accomplish that. I'm a human. No, if I wanted to walk through the fucking wall, probably can't walk through the goddamn wall. But it's possible for me to make 6 figures. It's possible for me to make millions of dollars. It's possible for me to be the most attractive version of myself. It's possible for me to be the most intelligent version of myself, to constantly, all I have to do is work. All I have to do is work. I'm willing to sacrifice the fun, and I'm willing to work to get the things that I want, bro. Listen, I want to retire at 40. I'm 34, gang. I want to retire in 6 years. 6 years. I want to retire. I have to grind.
Grind for the next 6 years. So when I hit 40, I can lay back, live off my investments, live off the properties that I'm going to own, live off the passive income that I generated for myself. And it's just going to take 6 years of work. I'm not making no excuses. I don't make excuses, bro. I could have made a million excuses for why I shouldn't have made a video today. I'm tired. I went to the gym and worked out on flight doing it. It's kind of late in the day. No, I didn't do that. I got up and said, I'm gonna make this video. Let me write my script. Let me write the prompt that I want to talk about. Let me sit there and like blow some za so I can focus on what I want to talk about with the guys, because that's normally my dude. That's my process. You could judge me all you want. I smoke za. Leave me alone. Now, the currency of losers is excuses. I don't want to be a loser. I'm not a loser. I'm not a loser. You're not a loser. Stop making excuses. Just do the work. Just do the work. Excuses are feminine. Saying I can't is feminine. It's feminine. Women say that shit. Men should never say I can't do something. Maybe I don't want to do something, or I'm not willing to do that, but I can't do something means that it's not in your power to do it. I thought we were powerful. I thought we were men. I thought we were striving to become the best version of ourselves. Why would a man that's striving to become the best version of himself tell himself that he can't do something? I could do anything I want. As long as it's legal, anything's possible, I could do it. As long as it's legal, I'm not harming no one, I could do whatever I want. Because who's going to stop me? Who's going to tell me I can't do nothing? No one. I make my own decisions. That's between me and God. I'm going to have that discussion with God. He's going to say, why did you do that? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to do that. He's like, no, you wasn't supposed to do that. He's like, you know you wasn't supposed to do that. Like, I apologize. I'm gonna have that conversation with him. I don't check in with niggas. I don't check in with people. That's not what I'm doing. I'm gonna do what I want. Because again, what am I? Gonna be a people pleaser? I'm gonna do things so I could please people? No, I'm not doing that. I used to do that. Young years, I used to people please. I used to seek the attention and validation of people. I'm not doing that no more, bro. Are you stupid? I seek the attention and validation of myself. Again, only thing that could judge me is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's it. No one can judge me. He can judge me. That's it. So I do what I want, and I don't make excuses. I don't make excuses for nothing. If something's got to get done by Molly will get it done. If there's a goal that I want to accomplish, there's a goal that I want to achieve, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it done. Whether it's a subscriber goal, whether it's a video posting goal, whether it's a body goal, whether it's a diet goal, whether it's a dating goal, bro, I'm accomplishing them things, bro. That's because I want to do it. And you got to look at it like that, bro. You can't be making excuses for why you can't do something, because that's limiting your power as a man, and you're a powerful man, bro. You can do whatever you want, bro. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. People used to tell me all the time, bro, you're black, you can't do nothing. Can't do that. People used to tell me all the time, bro, you got a felony. Yes, I have a felony. Leave me alone. People used to tell me all the time, oh, you got a felony. Oh, you're not going to accomplish anything. I make more money now after my felony than I did before my felony. What? Yeah, there's things there's limited to me. You know what I'm saying? Niggas make mistakes, but there's things that are limited to me. But because those things were limited to me and I couldn't just get a regular job like everybody else, I had to actually figure out a way to make some money. I wasn't making excuses saying that I got a felony, now I can't get a job. No, fuck that. I always work. I always got some money. 2, 3, 4 jobs. Because I'm skilled and people know how I move. But I never make excuses for myself. You should never make excuses for yourself. And I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but the approval of others, bro. You got to be willing to sacrifice the approval of others, bro. You got to be willing to sacrifice, looking good to people. You got to be willing to sacrifice, when people call you and say, hey, can we hang out? You got to say no. Like, I'm grinding. You got to say, no, I'm like working right now. Like, I got a lot of things to get done. I got a lot of business to handle. I don't really have the time or energy to go out and I'm saying, I'm on a 90-day run. This is what you got to tell people. And you got to understand that some people are going to drift away from you. Some people are not going to understand the path that you're on. Some people will not understand the things that you want to do in your life. They will not get it. There's people around me right now that don't get why I make content. There's people around me that do not agree with anything I say. They judge the crap out of my content. They judge it. Again, but I'm going to let them stop me? No. Am I going to let my homies, am I going to let my family, am I going to let my girlfriend, am I going to let my social circle stop me from making content because they don't agree with what I say about women? I can care less. Why could I care less? Because I'm sure there's things that they did in their life that I do not agree with. But again, they're my folks. It is what it is. I don't expect them to. I'm not seeking the approval of others. If I was seeking the approval of others, I would have stopped making content when my chick said she felt insecure that I make content. I said, well, listen, I've been making content before I met you, so that's not nothing I'm going to stop doing. You just got to secure yourself and understand that this is my job. This is what I do. I love my chick. She cool, but I'm not stop making content my passion, my purpose for a girl. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not seeking the approval of that. I'm not doing that. And you also can't do that. A lot of times, sometimes your partner or whoever will try to tell you to stop doing something, but you know what you're doing is going to add value to your life in the future, and you should not bend on your morals or your boundaries and stop doing it. Because why would you? Would they stop doing what they love doing if you ask them to? No, they don't. They don't seek your approval, so why are you seeking their approval? You have to be willing to sacrifice the approval of others while you're grinding in order to be successful. Yes, you do. Now, the last and final point of what you need to be willing to sacrifice in order to be successful is your circle of influence. They say you are the sum of the people that you are surrounded by. You are the sum of your circle. So if there's 10 niggas in your circle and 9 of them niggas is bums, the 10th one is you and you a bum. If 10 of the niggas in your circle is in the streets and you in that circle, you're probably in the streets, or people assume you're in the streets. Your circle of influence is very important, especially when you're growing, especially when you're trying to grow into the best version of yourself. I truly believe you need like-minded individuals around you. He's on his purpose. He's on his purpose. I am on my purpose. She's on her purpose. She's on her purpose. My entire circle around me is on a purpose, and we pour into each other. Hey bro, what's up with your content? That shit doing good? Yeah bro, that shit doing fire. Hey yo bro, what's up with your clothing brand, bro? Oh yeah dog, that shit fire right now. Hey yo, what's up bro? What's up with the rap career? What's up with the mixtapes and all that shit, bro? I seen you on TikTok. Oh yeah bro, you know that shit going ham. Hey yo sis, what's up with you, bro? You still in school to get that doctorate? You almost there, right? Yeah, what, you got 3 courses left to get your doctorate? I see you, sis. Keep up. Hey yo sis, yeah, what's up with you? You ever start that, like, you know, that fitness content page? Oh, you did? Oh yeah? Where you already got 10,000 subs on YouTube? Yeah sis, I fucking see you, bro. That's how you gotta have your circle. Your circle gotta be a bunch of people around you that's really trying to win in life. You can't surround yourself with a bunch of losers, bro. And I'm not trying to repeat rude. People like talking about the day ones, but you gotta understand something. In my big old age, fucking 34 years old, bro, I can't surround myself with people that's losing, that's constantly losing. Bro, I can't say that. They're not trying to be better. They're okay. They're content. They're content with being losers. Cause I was a loser at one point. So if they're not sick of being loser, being in the trenches, being in the streets, being on some bullshit, like, and not trying to like live till 75 and not trying to have investment accounts where we can retire when we're 40, then like I gotta change my circle of influence. Everybody in my circle right now doing something crazy. All my homies doing something crazy. All my homies in the next 5 years, I guarantee it, all my homies in the next 5 years will achieve their goals. Cause my niggas work. My homies work. My homies do what they gotta do. No bullshit. Like, I don't have a circle of influence around me that's just bum ass niggas. If they bum niggas and they not adding no value to my life or adding no vision, like adding no purpose to the circle, to the group, to 76th Street, I mean, then I'm not dealing with them. All 76th Street, my niggas is like doing something, bro. All of them. Every last one of them. Shout out to my homies. And like, again, it's a matter of your circle of influence. I'm doing good. My friends gonna be like, damn, Marley doing good, bro. Marley been consistent with them fucking YouTube videos. Let me do something like he doing. Oh shit, damn, yo, you see how dedicated Marley is, bro? Marley be putting in fucking work, bro. Like, yeah, yo, that's what I like to see. That's how my homies be, and that's how I am with my homies. Yeah, my homies do, I support them. Anything my homies do, I support them. And my homies support me. My homies support me, bro. You feel me? That's how your circle gotta be. You gotta be willing to sacrifice, letting go of the fucking people that's holding you back in life, because that's all they're doing is holding you back. And what I want y'all to do, if y'all made it this far in the video, and I hope y'all did because this was a banging video, comment below Comment below something that you need to sacrifice in order to be successful. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, because this was the video by your boy BBM Marley G. I'm out.